Welcome traders to this quick update on dollar index. My name is Vic. Thanks for joining me here. Now, dollar index, if you have been following my analysis, it has been actually going up from 89 level. And as I mentioned before in my previous analysis, it came into these two FCP zones, which are very close to each other. And that's why the market is kind of like, struggling because FCP zones can act as support and resistance zone. So the market wants to go down, but we know that DXY is still bullish and it can continue to rise further up. If you want to find out more about where can it go to, you should check out my previous analysis. But what we can expect is that market, if this FCP zone is broken, if these two of FCP zones are broken, then we're looking for somewhere around 98 area or so, and in extreme cases it can go to 100 on multi-month or multi-year basis. It can also rise to near about 111. I've covered that in previous analysis as well. So that's on the higher time frame. Let's go drill down to daily time frame now. On daily time frame, we had a lot of choppiness. Right, the market is going up and down, and this is kind of has become like breeding ground for WNM patterns. So if you know how to trade a WNM patterns on smaller time frame, then you know what to do with them. There are several W and M patterns within the structure, so you can actually make quick trades in there. Not all of them are going to be profitable or predictable, but majority of them are, and this is what it is looking like. These blue lines that you see on your screen, let me actually go to weekly time frame so that you can see the whole part of it. Okay, so you see these blue lines here. One is around 95.646, then we have 93.384, then we have 92.985, 91.825, 90.581, 90.478. All of these are leftover gaps. Now, DXY historically has never left any kind of gap open. So at some point in time, the market is expected to fall, in what sequence it is going to happen and what time it's going to happen, that we are not sure of. But ultimately dollar index is going to fall down to 90.478 at some point in future. But right now, what we can do is just trade what we see. Right now, what we can say is that market is struggling. Why? Because it wants to go down because of these FCP zones. However, market is still bullish. As I mentioned before, when we were here, I mentioned that the market could be going for another parabolic move, which it did. Now, after this consolidation, if it actually breaks above this 96.937, which is basically above this FCP zone, and if we get a confirmation, then it is going to go for another parabolic move into the next FCP zone, which is near about 98. Okay, so this is what we have. Let's look at the 4 hour time frame. Now, actually, sorry, daily time frame first. Now, on daily time frame, what we can see is that market is creating a kind of M pattern here. And for that to happen, it needs to break through this level of midpoint of 95.538. If it gets broken and if it gets confirmed, remember, if it gets broken and confirmed, then we can expect market to come down to this trend line and this FCP zone, which is around 90.122, 95.122. Okay. If that is also broken, the next level will be 94.501. So take these levels as support and resistance. All of these zones and levels are support and resistance basically. So if the market is falling from the top, then they will act as support. If the market is going from the bottom to them, then they're going to act as resistance. So my bias on dollar is still bullish until I see something else, until I see a fall below this FCP zone, which is 95.19, this one. If the market closes below this, then my bias will change a little bit. There will still be a chance for it to go bullish, but until then, I'm still bullish. And what we see right now is simply a consolidation here. Okay. Now you should also watch Euro USD. On Euro USD, we still have a potential for it to go down. So if I just quickly go there, this is the zone that I gave long time ago, and this is available on TradingView as well. This is an important level. The market has been consolidating around here because it wants to go up, but there is a better zone available here around 1.10027. Okay, and there is a gap left here as well on Euro USD. The previous gap was filled. Now this one has not been. So any push to the downside can actually fill to can actually push euro to all this level to 1.0 1.1, okay, which is kind of pre-pandemic level. Remember, this whole thing was pandemic one, and now the market is covering back again. So what's happening right now is simply a struggle. It is trying to go up because the pattern is complete, because the gap has been filled, and it wants to go up, but because the dollar is actually very strong right now, that is why it has not been able to do so. So trade what you see. Do not expect like huge breakouts or anything. If you know how to trade WNM patterns, you can do that. Otherwise, you can move on to some other market. You do not have to trade this one, and just be frustrated about it. Don't act like that, right? You always have other options available in the market to trade. So this is what we had on DXY and EURUSD. If you found this useful, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And in the comment section, let me know what you find. How do you find this analysis? If you have any kind of opinion or any feedback, let me know in the comment section. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great trading week.